Pardon my language. Do you get the icon? All right. Really good. Well, all right. So it looks like we are live. Kind of a late night live. It's been minutes since I've done anything. The last video I uploaded was about 2 weeks ago. I'm just gonna do a couple quick things here. Do my ringtone. Could put something in the background. I don't know if YouTube would allow that. Just doing a whole bunch of promotion, stuff like that. Trying to see if I can get people going. Doing a whole bunch of snaps and whatnot. Pictures, trying to get people to come in. Just promoting and whatnot. You might hear my dog running around and whatnot. Just to get things going. But what's going on, guys? Hope you're all having a great day or a great night for anyone that's in Minnesota, but hopefully a great day wherever you're watching this. This will be posted as a video later. So don't get the best camera quality for y'all. I haven't made a video on this little guy yet, but this is Mochi. I'm making a video with him soon. It's my fiance got him. But this is Mochi the Hognose. I'm still pretty hesitant to even have it or have it because we don't know if she's allergic to bee stings or anything like that. Because these guys have a venom in the back of their, like right below their eyes. So, and their setup is really stupidly easy. Like we set up his enclosure 10 minutes. Plan to do it something bigger or better at some point. The cool things about these guys too, they actually will puff up like a cobra a little bit, flatten their, like from the head to about like the base of right there. They won't like stand up. They'll like lunge at the pinky or whatever their prey is and bite it. Sometimes they'll like scrape their prey with their venom and paralyze them or get them skin the flare off. What's the word? What's the word? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even remember the word no more. So, yeah. I don't remember the word no more. It's yeah, I don't remember the word right now. It's late at night. It's about almost 11 o'clock here in Minnesota right now. Ooh, hi. Let's not drop you. I'd rather not lose you. No, this is Mochi. I believe a Western hognose. Could be wrong. Could be Eastern. Cool things about these guys is, for like hibernation or anything like that, they'll burrow underground with the little nuz pointed up nose, and they'll hide underground for winters to hibernate. And as soon as they come out, they have their little fun with the other genders of their kind and have babies, which we won't be doing with this guy. He will not be breeding. He's just going to be an educator and also a pet. No, never thought my fiance would get a snake like this. That's venomous. It's pretty cool. Pretty dang cool. My fiance got him, so, and wasn't expecting it. I came home one day and all she did is look at the face, and I'm like, oh, you got a hognose. Cool. Another snake that I can't keep. I ain't gonna lie. She has more snakes than me, and it upsets me a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, I really do wish I had more snakes than her. Apparently, someone down in Florida is sending me up snakes tomorrow. They had to wait for a little bit to get confirmation for weather and whatnot, apparently, and um, they're sending snakes up tomorrow finally, and having them mail it straight to my door because the weather's actually kind of holding up now. And what are you doing? Um, Trying to send me some apparently so-called rare snakes. This guy's obviously it's legit and everything, and I'm like, okay, kind of rare snakes are you sending me? He's like, yeah, it's a surprise. I've already told your fiance. I'm like, why does my fiance know everything now? Like, I didn't know about this guy. Now I know. I just finding out these 3 snakes, and I'm like, okay, well, what else is coming? All I know it's from a range that I'm aware of. So the only range I'm aware of is Africa and Southern Africa, like Central and South Southern Africa. So I'm like, okay, that could be a list of things. So what to talk about? I guess we'll talk a little more about hognose. I got this guy on my hands, so hognose are primarily from because I talked more about a little bit about last live and a little bit here and there about these guys is their setup is really easy. It's they got at least a 10 or 20 gallon tank. Full grown adults, I believe, if I remember correctly, they get about 2 feet, 2 to 3 feet. Yeah, 2 to 3 feet. I believe. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm sticking with that until someone proves me wrong. I don't think they get too crazy big. If they get bigger than that, I really want to see. Like I'll actually look into it more because I'm pretty sure they get about 2 to 3 feet, if not a little bigger. Because these guys don't get that big, and they like cramped and small spaces. They don't like big scrabbing and like ball pythons or Burmese stuff like that. We're demanding like big enclosures and whatnot. Like even for our 2 almost adult males, they both have already 40-gallon enclosures, and one is still under quarantine. I'm gonna be checking him out of quarantine this coming week up because he's gonna be he's gonna be taking a chick. If not a chick, a rat, a fairly decent rat. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Thank you for the kisses. Also, too, what I've noticed with hoggies, hognoses they're very, very affectionate and very curious on anyone. Like they're very, very curious. It's not even a joke. Like I actually love already working with hognoses, and it's amazing. Like all I can do is just have her sit here, have him sit here, and he's fine. So. Sorry. Okay. I'm just hoping y'all can hear me pretty good. Because pretty soon I might just put on headphones at some point. If you guys can actually hear me. Because I have an icon over here. Ooh, you're not escaping from me. And I have an icon like right over here. And then I got one like right over here for YouTube. So I got two icons telling me that I have a good amount of sound coming in. So, but no, we got this guy, and I want to say 10-gallon, right? It's going to be in 10-gallon pretty soon. We got him in a quarantine enclosure right now. Just make sure he eats and everything. Yeah, we got him from a breeder, but still, I don't trust all breeders unless I've known them for years and know their setup and system. That's what I was being told. How this guy came to us. Like I was talking to the guy for a bit, and Harley told me. I walked in one day, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, I got the snake." Because every now and then I'll give Harley an allowance, so she ended up buying it. Harley can't really work right now, so that's why I give her money to go do stuff. Which sucks, but hey, what can you do? Harley got her own money together and got this all together. Because I'm not gonna lie, I spoil her. Obviously. But no. Hoggies are, in my opinion, their setup is easy. It's just feeding them. That's a different story because I don't know. It's just their feeding response. Their feeding response is definitely something. Like with a lot of videos I've seen and a lot of research I've done, their feeding response are all the same. And I don't know. It's just one of those feeding responses that you really can't figure out much. And well, in my opinion, that's what I don't have a hard time understanding. But this is the first time I ever worked with an actual hog nose. I've seen hog noses. I've seen them up close. I've held hog noses. I've held babies. I've held full-grown adults. It's just I've never personally worked with a hog nose. And it's my first time. And breeder did feed him before bringing him to us, or her, Harley. And just wanted to make sure he did. I, of course, warmed up at Pinky and everything. And he definitely went for it. He was, his feed response is absolutely insane. Like, he didn't take it. He more or less lunged at it like crazy, like he was going to eat it. Like, paralyzing and everything. And this is, again, a rear fang venomous, so I don't know how the rear fang really works. I know you got chomp. They chomp down on it, a good amount of strength, so. Like I said, they're a very curious snake, and they love affection, in my opinion. The tongue's going insane, tasting all the new smells and getting everything in, and just being a really curious snake. Like, there's nothing wrong with having a curious snake. Like, I don't know, rat snakes. And a lot of people are gonna get a lot of questions about this, or a lot of people are gonna look at me weird. I love rat snakes. The first time I worked with a rat snake was over at my volunteer job, I believe. I think. And the first time I worked with one, I absolutely fell in love with them. I don't know why. I really don't. And it's just the fact of they're a curious snake, to say the least. Like, some people freak out about them because of how quick they are and whatnot. But in my opinion, they're quick, but they're curious. Like, when you finally get a tame rat snake in your hand and let it wander around and just do nothing and just let it sit, they get really curious. Like, all they want to do is literally go in between your fingers or just explore, like he is. Like, he's just exploring. Like, all he's doing is just exploring, going around my fingers. Every now and then I have to readjust, but all he's doing is just exploring. Like, he'll come up to my, like, he's like what he's doing now. He's just coming up to my face. Then he'll just go right back. Or he'll do, maybe not. Or, yeah, no, he'll just keep doing this. And this is all he does. And I do this to help him. He'll decide to go across my, like, he'll go across my pinky, or he'll go the other direction. And if you hear that loud banging, it's my fiance's bunny on the floor. I'm sorry. We have a new enclosure coming pretty soon, so we'll have her in a different area. Or that happens. And all I'm doing is just gently holding him here, letting him have all the free range. And yeah. Hold on, I got an ad, guys. I'm sorry. There we go. That's taken care of. My laptop's being weird now. It's showing up a bunch of different ads, and it's doing the weird, you think of virus thing, but I got that taken care of today, so it's hopefully going to be working at 110% now. So these guys, honestly, in my opinion, I know a lot of people don't like hog noses, but not gonna lie, I've been wanting one. It's just I never gone around to actually getting a hog nose, because I was actually to wait to get one of these guys because of the venomous, the rear fang venomous, and honestly, he's like, I could shine a light on him pretty good. Ooh, hot. Like, you really can't see him. Yeah, no. Oh, wait, maybe. There we go. Yeah, no, that's him. You can see him at all. And honestly, that's gonna be a really cute little hoggy. It's, of course, a normal hog nose. It's nothing fancy. Like I've been going to morph market left and right, and I've seen like different morphs and whatnot of these guys. There's no, I believe it's Het, HET. I believe that's how you pronounce it, Het. And there's no Het. I obviously no Het, no nothing. Like just an ordinary hognose. And honestly, gotta be the coolest snake I've had. My fiance actually bought. The first actual snake that my fiance bought was Rusty. Literally, I was at my volunteer job when she bought him, or her, sorry. And that's a story and a half. I will leave for another day. No, for hog noses, they're curious snake. And easy tank setup. They're not really hard to care for as long as you get them to eat. My hands fall asleep. And once you get their tank set up and get them to eat, honestly, they're the most easiest snake to actually care for. Oh, also for hibernation. This is one thing for a lot of people that don't know. Sometimes these snakes will want to go dormant. They want to go into hibernation, and usually about August or like closer like the fall months, when the fall starts hitting, that's when they want to hibernate. That's when they want to go into dormant season and hibernate for the winter and like not really do anything. And then coming September or spring, that's when they want to come out. That's when they want to do their freaky thing, which, my opinion, honestly, I'm fine with these guys. All you can do is just put them in a fridge, wine cooler. That's what the guy apparently does with these guys. Anywhere cold. Now, my fiance's done more research on these guys more than me, which is honestly scary. So, like, I usually do more of the research for reptiles, but for my jumped away from me. Sorry. And yeah, they it's just the hibernation part is what I don't understand. So that's something we're gonna have to look into closer when time comes. Like, what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna do it like before the end of September, so I have a plan and set ready to go for him just in case if he does, because he'll stop eating. He'll stop eating out of the blue and not take any more pinkies. He'll most likely want to go into his dormant state. And not do anything. So now I'm chilling on the desk, just using my hand as an obstacle course, get some energy out, get some good old stuff going. And like I said, he's honestly a really active snake, and that's what one thing about you got to keep in mind with hognose. Even though they like cramped enclosures, I've noticed even with young ones, they are active snakes. And if people want to say otherwise, then yeah, that's fine. Hognoses, in my opinion, they're active snakes when they want to be. And honestly, for the most part, I've seen most hognoses being very active snakes. And yeah, they're active. They're doing a lot. I'm gonna say hi to everyone. He's gonna go between my fingers. Go between my fingers. All right. No, these guys are found more in the Midwest, up by us. Actually, here in Minnesota, these you can find, I believe, western hognoses. Eastern is more to the east coast area, not like right on the sea, where the ocean is and everything, but like more in that area. I want to say east, because we're obviously north. Never eat soggy waffles. Yeah, no. So we have. I want to say we have a mix of both. Actually, depending on where you go. So I don't really know. And yeah, so to give you an idea, he'll do it again. These guys are burrows. So he'll actually burrow in my hair. Now just discovering this on live. And honestly, this is not a fear tactic. It's just trying to find a good, comfortable spot for him to lay in and be out of the way. Because believe it or not, bird of prey will scoop these guys up. That's their number one predator, obviously, because they're a snake, and snakes are an easy prey item for most bird of prey. And I don't blame them. That's why, in my opinion, you want a front axis enclosure for any snakes. Because you put your hand in there and it's just be like, oh, hey, there's a bird of prey. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm for a lot of my reptiles, yeah, I have them in tubs, but you don't want them in tubs for long. You're gonna want to put them in front axis enclosures as quickly and as best as the way you can, because these guys feel more comfortable when you put them in a front axis enclosure. You don't reach above and take them. You want to take them from the under, like you want to pick them up and have them in your hand under them, so you don't reach above them, because if you reach above them, they're gonna have a hissy fit. And for a little guy like this, he has a pair of lungs. He definitely knows how to hiss. Like he'll flare up and everything, and he can. He definitely can hiss. He has a pair of lungs on him. So, but I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab someone else and do some more rep talk. So I'll be right back, guys. Alrighty. Don't really get to bring this guy out much. Or girl, I should say. This is Killer. So, the reason why I don't really bring Killer out, because Killer is not always exciting. Because, yeah, Killer is Killer. And we'll just do this, kind of. So, Killer here is a North American Saboteur. Her basic setup is literally so easy. She has a log and she has a basket light. Now she'll actually perch up on her log and actually just soak up the rays that way. I'm actually gonna show you, for the people that don't know why they're called a snapping turtle. There we go. In the dark. So the reason why they're called a snapping turtle. Just kind of agitated. Oh, if you saw that, see if I can get her to do it again. Have her back up a little bit. It is because of that. Now, these chompers, if I can get that out of her mouth now, or she'll let go. Hopefully she'll let go of that. But for Killer here, that's why they call it Snapping Turtle. Now, normally you don't want to put your finger in there and just because that's going to lead for some bad days there. Now imagine if that was a fish. I actually think I don't want to get my finger stuck in there. Hopefully she can get that out. Spit that out. For Killer, she's North American Snapping Turtle, and her snappers actually get fish, any rodents, or anything that falls into the water and falls into her little lure she'll have developed, hopefully in a couple of years. Right now, she more or less chases her prey and chomps down whatever comes swimming by or floating by, like a rodent. So, for the most part, that's how it happens. Now, for anything else, she loosened it up. All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to help her here. Oh, ooh. Ooh. Well, hold on. One thing to know about these guys. They have a long neck. Like a very long neck. And some very serious strength behind their jaws. Like, even at a young age, she could quite literally snap my pinky or a finger of mine, which is insane. And I like doing this presentation with her about her jaw power. It's just trying to get the object out of her mouth because she doesn't want like to give it back, obviously. So, but no, that's Killer, and she's a pain. She's definitely a pain. And the reason why we call her Killer is because she quite literally put a goldfish right in half and just left it. Didn't even eat it. Just left it. Left it to suffer and die. Don't understand why. Never have, never will. One thing I didn't note about these guys is don't ever pick them up by the tail. You want to pick them up like runner or scoot, which is like the bottom end of their shell. And also too with their long necks is you want to make sure you don't get bit by that. So you pick their adults, you want to pick them up within the scoot. But when they're young, you can pick them up by their sides because their head's not long enough. Okay. I'm going to have to go get tweezers for this, probably. So hold on. Alrighty. So, while I'm trying to get this out of my Snappy Turtle's mouth, some of you may ask, are Snappy Turtles good pets? No. Because Snappy Turtles will get so big to the point where you're going to want your own pond with them. There we go. So, just want to make sure she's okay, but we got it out. It's all good. Note to self: never use a dart for a demonstration with the Snappy Turtle. Ends in bad news. But no, she's fine. Just so everyone knows, it's just with Killer here. Killer is definitely a character. Like, move my fiance's nail selection out of the way. Killer is definitely definitely a character. She's only about, I believe, 2 years old. And ever since we got her, she's definitely a character. Like, A lot of the family does love her. She is definitely a character, obviously. So she's watching me like she normally does. I don't even know how to compare a snappy turtle to anything. Like she's watching me like I have food, and she's always hungry. She's a bottomless pit. Like there is not a day that goes by that she comes up to the tank or the front of the tank whenever I walk by and wanting food. So I'll get like we'll give her pellets from Flukers, and she'll gobble them down like there's no time tomorrow. Like she is a very very always hungry snake, or not snake, turtle. And like she she'll eat the whole entire jar if you allow her to. Like she loves it. She loves that food. Like it's insane. Like I put like a half or a cap in, a full entire cap, which is about that big around, and she'll eat that entire thing, that entire cap full. And it's not even a joke. She always has an appetite. That's another thing too. I do want to mention with snapping turtles. They're for pet wise. They'll eat probably an entire selection of pinkies or any type of rodents just to get a diet in. And their diet's super easy too. It's like just balance of fish, um, some type of rodents here and there, and then pellets. Because she does have a balance of that. She hasn't had fish for a hot minute, so she'll need some fish at some point. And these guys are fully aquatic, so you don't want to have for their tank half water and then good part of it dry, so they can come up for sunning purposes. They do leave the water here and there, but it's very rare. Like for her, she never leaves her water. But she does come up and occasionally to sun and get some UVs. But she's about at least 4 fingers worth, and not my. She's about the size of. I don't want to put my hand close to. She's gonna have to trust me. Is about the size of my entire palm or hand. But overall, she's a good turtle, for the most part, when she doesn't have her attitudes. So, and the reason why you don't want to grab them by the tail either is this: their whole spine is right here, and as well as connected to the tail. So she's okay with it, showing off that tail carefully. So that tail right there, you even put a little bit of pressure on there, goes right back there. So even just that hurts her. So you never really want to pull a snapping turtle's tail. You want to pick them up when they're full grown adults. Here, 2 hands up there. But right now, I can just pick her up like this, and she's fine. But these claws, are very sharp, so you want to be careful of them. So you want to grab them like this, two-handed, or just have a full hand and just make sure you watch this and these claws. She'll kick. Snapper turtles will kick. Try to get them out of your grip, and you can drop them and actually seriously hurt them still, even with their exoskeleton shell. And one thing to note is that shell is part of them. So when the turtle dies, all that's left is the shell and their spine, their head. So you'll still have a fully skeleton shell or turtle. It's just the shell is part of the body. And I know a lot of cartoons and whatnot show turtles can hop out of the shell. That's not true. That's false with these guys. Even with painted turtles, any type of turtle. Even with box turtles or sulcatas or stuff like that. They all their shells are attached to them. They cannot separate. It actually hurts them if you try to separate them from their body. That's why you got to be careful with these guys if you ever try to separate or try to get them apart from something like simple as a dart or stuff like that. That's why I had to get tongs to get this little piece out of her mouth. Now again, note to self, never use a dart for demonstration. Use a tong or something. So that is a fault on my part. No, she's a good turtle. She's overall, aside for attitude in the water for feeding, like for when food comes and it's feeding day and she knows when it's feeding day, it definitely is. It's something that you gotta watch out for. And if you don't, you could get seriously hurt. Because those jaws, again, when they get older, they can very well break a bone or do a nice sized gash in your hand. And you just gotta pay attention to these guys. These guys, by themselves, even at a young age, could do some hand to your fingers or damage to your fingers. Let's just say, sorry. It's insane. It really is insane. And it does hurt, very much so. But I got her from a buddy of mine that couldn't take care of her anymore. And she was no bigger than, I want to say about that big. And now she's about the size of my hand, almost. Pretty insane size already. So, yeah, that's insane. And I absolutely love the fact that I'm able to have her with me. And I have always told myself I would never have a turtle or some kind of aquatic turtle because I absolutely denied myself from owning one. But then once I got offered her and shown how to take care of aquatic, then I'm like, okay, maybe give it a chance. Maybe give it a chance with an aquatic turtle. Why do I need a turtle? Never really needed a turtle. But I got a turtle anyways. And it's always a good conversational piece. And honestly, too, it's just cool to have one. Not really anything too crazy. Now, if I got a Mata, that's a different story. No, I wish. I wish Killer does some tricks. That'd be really cool. But sadly, she does not. She eats about anything like fish, rodents, lizards, anything that comes in her way in the water. She does eat things out on land sometimes, or snapper turtles do eat stuff out on land a little bit, but they primarily stay in the water. If something floats by, or like any like critter that could fit in their mouth, they'll eat it. But for the most part, they'll deter things away and just, I guess, defend themselves with their jaw. Because again, like earlier, and this was a mistake of mine, I showed a guard being torn by her and had to get the little piece out of her mouth. But they can do some serious damage. So just picture this dart, your finger, and that's how much damage they can do to your finger. So yeah, that's why you never want to put your finger right in front of their faces. If you see them, just stay away from them. If anything, they'll run away from you because they want nothing to do with us. They're more scared of us, and then we are them. And that goes for any reptile, honestly. Like any venomous snake, they don't want anything to do with us. That's why rattlesnakes rattle and warn us before we get any closer. They are more scared of us because we're in the unknown, and they rather us stay away from them. And we go our way, and they go the other way. And that goes for any like reptile, honestly. Like I said before, they want nothing to do with us. If anything, she could turn around and take a chunk out of my arm, but yet I'm just sitting here talking about her, and she just does. She gives zero. She gives zero anything about me. So I do have a tank. It's a believe a 25-gallon tank. She'll be upgraded to a 40-gallon fairly soon. Have a fully system aquatic tank with a large bedding of rocks, which she already has a lot of rocks already. A proper a lot of hides, logs, and hopefully a lot of fish in there, so she can munch on them before I give her rodents, or just have fishy friends. But I highly doubt she'll have fishy friends because she'll eat them all. Because her name is Killer for a reason. She'll actually chop up the reason why we got named her Killer is the first day I got her, and I got her goldfish, she literally swam up to a goldfish, chopped it in half, and just left it be. And didn't eat it at all. Just left it there. Yeah. Yikes is a definite thing for these guys. These guys are nothing to mess around with if you don't know your thing. And that's why, and again, and at first I was never going to get these guys until I either knew more or just never was going to think about getting a snapper turtle. Because again, I never thought about getting a snapper turtle. I never thought about getting any type of aquatic turtle because, again, I never really knew anything about water, taking care of them, or anything. So if you knew your stuff or you know your stuff, they're easy to take care of. It's just water management, good filter, and enough space for them to swim and hide. And normally for snapper turtles, all they do is hide or swim around a little bit, just get a little bit of exercise. And that's all she does. All she does is hide. She does not do anything else. Unless it's feeding time and she knows when it's feeding, then she'll come out. I do, but I don't consider them pets. I consider them breeding or educational. I have a Savannah Monitor, two Savannah Monitors, both females. My fiance has the other female. She also has three other bull pythons, a hognose, and I have two Cresties, three Leos, no, six Leos for breeding, and bearded dragon, two bearded dragons, and then my fiance has the other last bearded dragon, which again you could all see in the YouTube or over on my Instagram at Rights Exotics. But also eventually at some point I'll end up doing more videos on them and tank setups and stuff like that. So make sure you like, subscribe, and stay in tune for other live streams or videos. Because I'll be uploading a video tomorrow for sure. And I'm normally, if you go over to my Instagram, I normally will answer any questions. And I'll even start with a conversation. I'm usually a very friendly guy when it comes to reptiles. Occasionally a cute puppy too. She won't eat lettuce. She's mostly a carnivore diet. Bearded dragons, iguanas, tortoises, and I believe that is it that's coming to mind right now. I know there's other reptiles that will eat lettuce and whatnot, but sadly she will not. If that was the case, it would be a whole lot better on my wallet. And it's very important to always do a mixed diet too. Like I said, that's why fish and rodents are a big key thing for these guys, because mixed diets are always good because you can always mix them up. And also doing live fish with these guys sometimes is actually really good too, because it actually gets some moving and exercising in the water. And exercise for your reptiles are always a good thing. Always have a good brain game for them. No, she doesn't actually. She actually will sleep underwater with her head out still. And every now and then, in her sleep, she'll actually raise up and get a little gulps of air and come right back down. and she has a pair of lungs that control if she can go on wants to raise and rise. So when she lodges herself under something, so if she needs to raise and the water is about to overflow her body will actually rise up and still keep her oxygen, give her oxygen and keep her neck a little relaxed, so the neck will rise as well. And that's what at least I've found with snapping turtles, with her having her in my collection. And eventually I do plan to breed her, but obviously not right now. Because eventually she will begin a pond setup with her and her boyfriend that I will buy in the future and have little snapping turtle babies. Another thing too to notice: look up a alligator and snapping turtle. There's two different things you got to notice. Is one, snapping turtles look completely different than these guys. Alligator snapping turtles, they actually have more of an aggressive shell and head, and you find them down south in Louisiana area or Florida or Texas, I believe. The more southern states have alligator snapping turtles, and up here we have northern snapping turtles. So she is a northern snapping turtle. So if you go over and look for a alligator snapping turtle, you notice that they are more aggressive, bigger in size, and more mellow. Northern snapping turtles have more of an aggressive attitude. Surprisingly, yes, she has more of a mellow attitude than southern snapping turtles, like alligators, are more mellow because of their giant size. Yes, they're more bite force behind those jaws, but they're still a mellow turtle. But these guys are more aggressive because they're tiny. So just think of a tiny person versus a tall person. More tiny people, a little more aggressive depending on the tiny person. But also the giant people, they're more mellow depending on the person as well. I'm saying depending on the person because I know there's some people out there vice versa. And to kind of show you, so with your scoot, which is this, if it's flat, like that, then it's a female. But if it's more at a bow, like there, it's like that, it's a male. Males have longer tails, while females have shorter tails. So you can only imagine what a male's tail look like than a female's. That's the best way to identify a male and a female. I'm not gonna quite go put her away yet because I haven't had her out in a hot minute. So I'll keep her out and talk about other reptiles. So about Savannah monitor. Now Savannah monitors get about total of 5 feet in length, depending on male or female. Males, I believe, will get about 4 feet in length. Females get about 5 feet in length. But typically with those guys, you want to do a almost 100, 200 gallon enclosure for full size. Just a complement moving around, activeness, and also hives. They're also mainly a rodent and insectivore diet. Some people feed more insects and primarily give them insects because that's what their diet also handles. But every now and then, a high protein diet like rodents and whatnot, or chicks, that's what I feed mine. Give them that, and they'll have more of a better digestive, in my opinion. And also, if they're in the wintertime, it gives them a boost of that, and also it gives them input into a dormant state. And also, grasshoppers in the states, United States, are legal to have because grasshoppers actually destroy crops and whatnot, so they're illegal. So to own or even feed to your reptiles. So that's what the one downside. I could still feed my Savannah dubias, hissers, mealworms, stuff like that, but I don't feel like homing those because my fiance is scared of insects. And I don't feel like having her scream every time when a big hissing cockroach or a dubia gets out, let alone crickets. I've already been yelled at once. I don't feel like you can yell that again. But Savannahs, you also want to try and tame them down because their attitude will also come over and they will be more aggressive towards feeding time. And if you go watch my other videos, you'll see what they look like. Yeah. Um, Trying to think what else I could talk about. Ooh, also, so I will be posting tomorrow. Give a little teaser about that. I'm getting a delivery down from someone down in Florida from Underground Reptiles. And apparently there are 3 rare snakes coming to me. Don't know if they're all going to be the same, if they're going to be different, or what have you. But apparently they're rare snakes. But not right before the live, I was don't mind that voice crack. Oh my lord. Right before the live, I was told that they're not only from a native range that I'm aware of, so Africa, Southern Africa, Central Africa, but they're also rear-fang venomous. So that kind of narrows down my choices of what it could be. Still, again, I gotta do research to see what that all implies. But for the most part, if it's that, I have a better idea of what I would be getting myself into. Aside for the hive and the hognose, that's still going to be a pretty easy setup. But if it's anything different, then trying to figure out what it could be, then that's what I'm running into. But if it is something cool, I don't mind using it for an educational probably breeding. But if someone from Underground decided to send me a package of 3 snakes, which is really cool, so that would be something to look forward for y'all tomorrow. Because I have no idea what it is. Harley does, but I don't. So I'm excited. I'm very excited for that. I was making sure. All right, so I am getting close to that hour and a half mark. For anyone that is watching this now, please like and subscribe. That will mean a lot to me. I already appreciate all the questions I've gotten already, and I'm gonna go put Killer away. Let her get some sleep. It is pretty late. Um, I'll be uploading a video tomorrow, and maybe doing a live tomorrow, depending on how things go. But again, guys, I appreciate all the love and support. If you want to spark up a chat, hit me up over in Right Exotics over on Instagram. Please, please keep the support coming. For me, the Killer, for Mochi, the Hognose. Bye bye. Keep it wild.